He signed the memory erasure order to become an emotionless astronaut. But she still shows up right on time every year. A shuttle glides past Lysoria station. The violet light of the planetary ring reflects off the thick glass of the lunar brew café. Lunaria sits alone at table 12, their usual spot, right beside the window overlooking the vast emptiness of space. 2 cups of hot cocoa steam in front of her. The chair across from her is empty. A soft narration begins. July 14th. The first year without him. I still sit here. I still order 2 cups. 1 for me. 1 for the man who no longer remembers who I am. Above her, the café's wall screen flashes galactic headlines. Project Astron has successfully passed the Sirius 5 boundary. Crew remains stable. No emotional signals detected. Lunaria looks up, lips tightening, eyes unreadable. Her personal console blinks to life. A system message glows on the screen. Cache and ether, memory erasure confirmed. Final confirmation logged, July 13th, 23:58. She switches off the screen. Gently touches the untouched cup across from her. I said I'd let you go. But no one told me where I was supposed to go after that. A drop of cocoa spills onto her hand. She doesn't know if it's from the heat or her tears. The scene shifts to Orbita 9 research station, 5 years ago. Cassian and Lunaria stand on the observation deck. Beyond the glass, the glowing nebula of B83, the place where they first met. You once said, if you ever had to leave this world, you'd want your last memory to be of me smiling. She smiles, gently. He holds her hand light, yet unshakable. You know what scares me the most, he says. It's not never coming back. It's coming back, and not knowing who you are. Lunaria freezes for a moment. Then you won't come back, Cassian. Because if you do, and you're not you, I don't want you to be just an empty shell. Cassian pulls out a small chip, a hologram photo of the 2 of them, taken long ago. He places it into her hand. I won't remember this photo. But you, keep it. Let it be proof that once, there was a version of me who loved you. She asks quietly. Can I keep you? Cassian smiles, but his eyes seem to cry. No. But you can keep the promise. July 14th, every year. Same time. If miracles exist, I'll come. And if they don't, you'll still be waiting. The scene fades. The light dims. We return to the present. Lunaria, in the now, whispers. If anyone asks why I never leave this place, I'll only say this. I once promised I'd stay. And keep a seat, for a memory that might find its way home. Year 2 to year 4 after the separation. Every year, on July 14th, at the same time, Lunaria returns to Lunar Brew, a place where time feels like it has stopped. No one knows who she is. No one understands why a young woman always sits alone, orders 2 cups of cocoa, then quietly leaves. But every single time she sits exactly 87 minutes. The exact average length of their past rendezvous back when Cassian used to join her. Year 2. She brings a personal frequency emitter and places it on the table. a silent hope in her heart. I know you won't remember my voice. But maybe, somewhere in your neural imprint, a trace of my tone still resonates. Even just for a second. The device doesn't respond. Just one flickering bar not strong enough to be called a connection. Year 3. She sends a letter to the Astrum Council. I don't need him to come back. I just want to know, is he happy? Even a number. A single emotional index. I'll sign any confidentiality clause. They reply. Project Astrum prohibits personal correspondence. All memory-related data is permanently encrypted. Lunaria tears up the letter but keeps the last line she wrote. Even if you don't remember me, I remember you. Enough for the both of us. Year 4. For the first time, she isn't sure she can make it. She's injured in a lab collapse. Her hands tremble as she lifts the cocoa, barely able to hold the cup. A news server approaches, gently asks, "Ma'am, are you waiting for someone? Will they ever come?" Lunaria smiles, eyes glistening. He's never come. But I keep his seat warm anyway. Sometimes, love doesn't need presents. Just a reason to stay. July 14th, Year 5. The skies over Lysoria glow an eerie blue-violet, a sign of a solar storm. But Lunaria still comes, just like every year. She chooses table 12. Orders 2 cups. Plays an old melody Cashin once loved, Sonata of the Void. 22 minutes later, the cafe door opens. A man walks in. Light from the entrance frames his face, sharp, still, distant. But his eyes carry something that once knew how to smile. He scans the room, searching for something he can't name. Lunaria freezes. Her heart skips. Cashin. But he doesn't recognize her. The server asks, "Sir, what would you like?" He hesitates. "I don't know. But the smell of cocoa, it feels oddly familiar." He takes a seat at table 10, just one away from her. Lunaria stays silent. She doesn't want to interrupt. Doesn't want to impose memories on someone who erased them to survive. Cashin sips the cocoa. Gazes out the window at the endless void. Then softly smiles, exactly like he did 5 years ago. "I once dreamed of a girl sitting by a window like this. She always ordered 2 drinks. Said that love means waiting even if the other never comes back." Lunaria breaks into tears. He looks over, concerned. "I'm sorry, did I say something wrong?" She shakes her head. Hands him a faded photo. "No. You didn't say anything wrong. You just said something truer than anything I've heard in 5 years." Cashin takes the photo. And for a moment, his eyes darken, something flickers. Like a shadow of recognition, then fades. Strange. It feels like I used to know you. Lunaria never asked him to remember. All she ever hoped for was that if any part of him had ever loved her, then today that part had chosen to return. To sit near her. On the same day. At the same hour. And maybe that was enough. 1 week after the unexpected meeting at the cafe, Cashin returned. No appointment. No explanation. He stood at the doorway of Lunaria's office at the Institute of Linguistics. Knocked softly as if afraid to shatter something invisible. I don't know why I'm here. But every night, I dream of learning a language. One that doesn't exist. A language with no letters, only needing one person to listen. Lunaria smiled, her tears impossible to hide. That's the language of memory. It's not remembered by the mind, but kept by the heart. Cassian stayed silent. He didn't know who she was, but he remembered the feeling. Something once warm. Cassian began to visit every day. They walked the old corridors again. Read poems aloud, the very ones Lunaria had once taught him. Back when he was still the Cassian who remembered. He spent hours in the library, rereading his own scientific journals. Pages written in a handwriting so familiar, yet now felt like a stranger's. I wrote this about love, transcending space. Why did I believe in that so deeply? Lunaria didn't answer. Instead, she opened an old audio recording. His voice played strong, sincere. If my memory is ever erased, I hope at least a part of me stays behind. Even if it's just the warmth left in your hand. Cassian was stunned. He looked at her, eyes widening like something had just cracked open. I said that. She nodded. Yes. And you kept your word. Because you came back. 1 month later, at Starfall Terminal, Lysoria, the departure site for Cassian's final mission. Cassian received orders for redeployment. A permanent mission to an uninhabited planet. A one-way journey. No return. Lunaria stood among the crowd, watching the farewell ceremony. Cassian emerged from the pressure chamber. He stopped. He saw her. I still don't remember who you are? She nodded, softly, her eyes gentle. I know. And that doesn't matter anymore. He slowly approached. In his hand a wrinkled piece of paper, ink smudged. I wrote this last night. I don't know why. But when I woke up, I knew I had to give it to you. Lunaria opened the paper. It was a poem. No title. No name. But every line, every word, was a perfect replica of the very first poem he wrote for her. When they first fell in love. She choked back emotion. You don't need to sign it. I know, it's from you. Cassian looked at her one last time, and said as if something long buried had finally found voice. If any part of me ever loved you, then that part never left. The ship lifted off. A beam of sapphire light cut through Lysoria's sky. Lunaria watched it rise, her hand clutching the poem. She didn't cry. She didn't call out. She simply stood, as if love had just been reborn. Not from memory, but from presence. Not all love needs to be remembered. Some love just needs to continue, even when no one remembers why. And in a universe where memories can be erased, there will always be fragments of the soul that find their way back, simply because their hearts once belonged to someone.